All right, in this video, I'm going to cover 5 things that you need to take into account for when you're hiring chatters so that you know to have a efficient system coming in to onboarding. Okay, so the first point is going to be able to encompass all of the other 4 points, but it also is one thing that we need to specifically talk about on a single point. That is having experience and training in the field of hiring chatters. So a person that does not have experience will typically look at this as, I need to hire people that are experienced in chatting and then throw them on my accounts and then we will see results. The last thing you want to do is hire somebody that's experienced in a different niche, works with somebody else that you have not worked in similar contrast of having similar models with. This will all impede the whole purchasing process, the whole onboarding process, and the quality assurance of the company that you are chatting, if it's you or having a chatting agency. So, number one thing I tell people is hire people that don't have experience in chatting and build them up. Another reason because of why I don't do this is because that people that are experienced have been taught by a certain God to act a certain way inside of the chats that may not align with the way that your creator wants to be chatting on her account. So the one thing you need to do is you need to have an extensive training process that covers all aspects of what the creator is like and how to chat on your account specifically. Every account is different, every model is different, and every audience the subscriber comes from is different. So your chatters need to be adaptable, but they also need to have a fundamental skill about them that showcases their competency across all of the models that they're handling. Second thing that is a subtopic to this when it comes to training, you need to have chatters that take initiative themselves, that you don't need to consistently keep up with them with certain realms inside of chatting that are just very much common sense. Okay, number 3, this is typical grammatical dictionary based topic. Your chatters need to be able to have a high language understanding, because if they're talking in English, I would assume they know how to speak English. And this also encompasses another topic that I wanted to talk about, and people ask me this all the time. Where do I hire chatters from? I tell them it's not where you hire from, it's how you hire them. If you hire, let's just say, an African chatter to speak on an English account and you hire a US chatter, in A to B testing, from what I have seen, the African chatter performs significantly, if not 30% better in terms of work ethic, sales, and actually having good rapport with the subscribers, because they put in, from what the number one point is work ethic. A lot of native English speaking people, they cannot sit behind a computer for an extended period of hours and accept the conversations that are given to them. They're incredibly boring. They understand the culture, but they have nowhere to move with the conversation, and they don't have a drive that a certain third world country, second world country were to have if you were to employ them to generate sales for, let's just say, your creators or company. So when people tell me, oh, you need to hire native level speaking chatters, you need to hire native level speaking chatters that are not in first world countries that have the work ethic of United States, Britain, Ireland, Australia, etc. Number 4 is going to be performance metrics. So you need to have set KPI standards, and let me break that down. Within the KPI standards, the most important for me are unlock ratio, earnings per hour, and the last but not least, the reply time. If the reply time is 10 minutes above, you have a problem in your hands. So one thing you can do to help reply time be a minute or less is you can incentivize them to have a bonus at the end of the bi-weekly or weekly payout date to reach a certain peak of number, let's just say 1 minute, 2 minutes max for reply time to be able to be eligible for a bonus. Same thing goes for another KPI, unlock ratio. If they have a percentage or higher over, they are going to be eligible for a bonus. Same thing goes with earnings per hour. If they have higher than, let's just say, X amount of earnings per hour, dependent on what you want to write down, they are eligible for a bonus. Bonuses are going to be very, very helpful for your chatters to stay motivated, and it will be a performance to you and your performance to your chatters. So everybody wins at the end. Everybody should be happy about the set standard of rules. Do not be a very, very stingy person, because if you're a stingy business owner, your employees are the backbone of your company, and if you cannot treat them with care, they won't be able to treat your business with care, which essentially your business is your life. So make sure to be very, very, very generous in terms of how you structure your payouts. Okay, number 5 is quality control. You need to be able to have an understanding of what's going on, who each person has a certain performance metric report at the end of the day. You can, i.e., hire a quality assurance manager, you can do many things, but I suggest you to have somebody to report back to you of managing performance metrics against all of your chatters. Okay, last and bonus tip that I wanted to leave in, but I see a lot of people hiring, but they're not giving out good state of hours. I have applicants coming to the door every single day, and they're telling me about a lot of horror stories that are happening with other agencies. If your chatters or employees essentially are burned out, you're not going to have a high-flowing company. You need to have an open policy regarding off days. This is what I just personally do. Anybody can have any off day they want. All they have to do is find coverage so that they can go on with about whatever they want to do. This will help your team morale to stay higher than what it would be if you were to have no off days, or 4 days on, 4 days off, 6 days a week, Sundays off, etc. All right, y'all, that's the end of the video. Enjoy yourselves. Tell me if you want me to cover anything else. I'll get to it as fast as possible. Peace out.